Hello. Okay, hopefully you can hear me because we are officially live. Welcome to Flow State Exhibition. Miranda Plum. This is Sophia, our beautiful host.
Wandering around and showing you all the paintings.
You might not be able to hear her because she hasn't got the headset on yet, but we'll get through the technical stuff. I'll give everyone a moment to jump on before we start wandering around, but hey Dad! I just wanted to start with saying thank you so much for taking a moment for taking a moment out of your evening to join us. It's really special and I'm so grateful. And it's so awesome that we can do this because we're really far away for a start, and then there's things like COVID and lockdowns and that sort of stuff. I've been gone for like 5 years in Carnarvon. I say been gone. I've been living in Carnarvon for about 5 years, and it's nice to be able to connect with everyone in this way. And I have spent a lot of time painting those last few years, sort of coming out of the full-time mumming space, and a lot of the work is definitely being influenced by this area and this life in this area. So it's really nice to be able to share that with you and give you access to that as well. What I might do before I hand you over to Sophia, I'll just give you a little wander around the atmosphere. And then I'll hand over to Sophia and she'll literally take you around from painting to painting to painting. There's 39, sorry. But you've all got the catalogue, and just let her know in the comments if you want to get a little bit more information or see something for a little bit longer. And if you'd like to inquire to purchase anything, pop that in the comments so we can see and so other people can see it. And also send a message via messenger to me, to my private page, Miranda Plum, and Mike will receive that. He'll get the details, and then what we'll do is I'll contact you tomorrow and finalise everything there and talk about shipping and that sort of stuff. So yes, so who have we got? Teresa, hello. Please come and say hello because I wish I could see your faces, but I can't. I only know that you're there in the comments. So feel free to say what's up. Tell me if you've got a champagne. Tell me if you've really taken a moment to park it up. I hope you have. That would be really nice. So while everyone's jumping on, I'll give you a little tour. So hopefully, okay, so I'll just show Sophia as well. We can flip that around like this. And that's it. And then when you want to go back to yourself, yeah. All right, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we have Hannah. Say hey. We have Mike. Say what's up. They're on the drinks tonight. We have a few champagnes, and we got a little bit fancy. And we have Rogers and Elsie. Oh yeah. So everyone's got a bit spoiled. Nissa. Oh really? That's beautiful. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Teresa, thank you. You too. Okay, so we have Karen Nyholt playing tonight. She's absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Jade. I know, isn't it beautiful? Okay, I can't watch because I'm getting a little bit teary watching her stuff. She's just been playing at the Gascoyne Food Festivals, and she runs these beautiful meditation and music workshops called Ignite Your Light, and they're so good. We have one on the deck, and she's been serenading my kids. Hey Jade, got your comment just then. I don't know if it's very delayed. And so I did get catering in, but I only got desserts. How good is that? These things are amazing. Okay. But be careful of the wolf that is knocking. And Elise, she's one of the library staff that's been so amazing in helping. I put together a little bio video as well, which is on my Facebook page, if you would like to watch it, which goes into everything that come together to make this event. So people are all arriving now, literally walking in the door. Yeah, totally agree. I actually just spent $300 on just desserts. I was like, I'll get the rest from Woolies. Hey, Roslyn. So that's the one that I did with the dancing at the festival. It's just an energetic piece, which I'd love to do more of, and I think there's a lot to explore here, like really exploring colour palettes and maybe taking it to different locations and painting from a particular location, so you're bringing that essence into the artwork as well. And this is the other abstract that I did. So, hey Elle, hello. So this one I loved doing because I actually meditated before I did it and brought my body into like this state of it was a pleasure state. So I was like, all my skin and everything was like hyper alert, and I was just feeling so like life was amazing and loved up. And it was the first painting I've really done that felt so free. There was no inhibitions, there was nothing. It was just like, I was like picking up the paints and going, this colour is so delicious right now. I remember being under all the wisteria flowers as well, that they only flower once a year, and everything just felt amazing when I painted this one. Lots of textures. Okay. This one is for all the Ningaloo roast, or their packaging. That's the woman behind Ningaloo Roast, actually. So she's a coffee roaster. That's Donna. I've got these as well. So this is all of her packaging.
So congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I've been watching your things on Facebook.
Oh, thank you. I'll see you shortly. Okay, so... Oh, fantastic. I'm just reading some comments. Check it out with Dad. Watching from Melbourne. Amanda, welcome. Oh, good. Okay. Can anyone actually hear the music? Maybe I'll go stand next to her for a moment. So I've got the headphones on. Hey, Julie. Okay, awesome. You can hear. Beautiful. All right. Oh, good. So, would anyone like to know anything before I jump off and hand you to Sophia? There she is. Otherwise, yeah, she will take... I'll just run through that thing that I said at the start. Sophia will take you through all of the paintings, and bit by bit, and talk you through the size and if I've put a description on them. And yeah, so you'll get to see the 39 artworks that I've somehow been harbouring in my house the last couple of years as I've created them. And if you would like to know anything more about them, then you can ask her in the comments, or ask her to stay a bit longer, or go back to something. Otherwise, if you would like to inquire for purchasing, just send a message. Send a message in my messenger to my personal page, and write a comment as well, so everyone can see that. And then Mike will pick up that comment. We'll put a red sticker on it, so that people here know. And then I'll contact you tomorrow. The old surfboard. It's an absolute relic, which is my favourite. Oh, do you know what? I'll show you the favourite, but it's really personal. It's a personal favourite, and you probably know why. Hey, that's all right. You can stay there. So it's this one. So this one's actually called Flow State, and it is the name of the exhibition as well. So that's the one. So this is done with wood varnish, and I just love, I know it's always brown, but I kind of also like that. It's real earthy. And I just love the way that it creates water. Like I can somehow work it to do these really, so this sort of stuff that does this, to get all these effects with it, just by how I lay it on and take it off and work with. Hey Beth, yes, the flowy dress. So yeah, I just wanted to paint this beautiful synchronicity with the earth and the water and the world around me. I guess it's like a sort of a manifestation piece, really. Just that oneness. Really toning it down, but anyway, I'm sure the painting speaks for itself about how it makes me feel. So that's that. Okay, I'm going to hunt down Sophia. I wish I could send you some of this food, hey. Sarah. May, your hair looks amazing. This is Megan. Megan is the curator. She has put the whole thing together with the chair of support. They won't be able to hear you, but they can see you. So you can wave. She's amazing. She's been such a pleasure to work with. She's kept me in line. She's made me feel super organised, which is a nice change for me. Hello. Hey. Alrighty. Alright, here we go. Let's hand you over. What we'll do is we'll flip the camera around. So would you mind holding that for a second? Yeah, that's it. So check out where he is. Anissa, hi mum. Oh, you saw it. Oh, Megan's your mum. Oh, this is all making sense now. Okay, all right. Probably couldn't hear anything I just said. So, you're welcome to say hi.
Hello everyone. So I'll be your hostess for the night. Be walking you around and showing off the beautiful artwork by Miranda here. Lucky lady of the night.
And just come and grab me before you're done, and yeah, I'll say goodbye as well. So yeah, all right, enjoy. Bye.
Alrighty, let's go for a wander. Have the lovely Karen doing her thing. Alrighty, so the entry point to the lovely Miranda's artwork here. Alright, so our first artwork here, if everyone can hear me. Just forward a little bit, sorry. Alright, our first piece here is the Glow Holes Tied-In. It's watercolour inks. It's 56 centimetres by 37 centimetres, a framed piece. Miranda's description here is, I worked with Google Maps to lay the coastline and identify the shacks the best I could, so they could be recorded in some way, etched in time. The framework here is also done by Miranda, so all handmade. Our next piece is then the Good Morning Mrs. Octopus. It is a watercolour inks. It was inspired by the incredible documentary My Octopus Teacher. This design was commissioned by local coffee roaster Ningaloo Roast to represent a line of coffee. Together we have been capturing the essence and colour of this stunning coast and its abundant offerings. We then have our lovely blue piece here, Abundance. Again, it's a watercolour ink. The design was commissioned by local coffee roaster Ningaloo Roast to represent their line of coffee again. The design celebrates the essence of the local business, the coffee tree rooted in the Ningaloo abundance. A design similar to this has been lined up for a mural on the side of the Bankwest building in Carnarvon, with special thanks to Regional Arts WA who have made the up-and-coming street art possible. We then also have the Miranda Plum, another watercolours on ink. This design commissioned by local coffee roaster Ningaloo Roast to represent a line of coffee again. Together we have been capturing the essence and colour of this stunning coast and its abundant offerings. So all three of these are featured on different roasts in town here and sold at the markets and sold at various IGAs as well. The Sea Stallion, another watercolour ink. This design is again commissioned by the Ningaloo Roast. Together we've been capturing the essence and colour of the stunning coast and its abundant offerings. The detail in that one, it's gold flame. The next piece here is Surge. Sorry, I'm just on a live stream talking to people.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Talking to me. Huh?
So this piece is watercolour inks with gold leaf additions in it, as you can see here. The surge in the ocean and surge in the sky, always triggering a surge in my soul, infinitely connected. Our next piece is called Parrotfish, another watercolour ink. It is like they invited the sunset into their scales, rich pinks, orange, yellow and purple falling over a turquoise ocean. How did they all get so pretty? This piece has a lot of gold flecks, quite glittery, iridescent. A lot of effort and time taken in these paintings. Here we have the Midwest. It's a wood varnish. It's quite a long piece. That one is 60 centimetres by 182, so it's quite a long wall. I'll stand back there. Fully appreciate the size. The Midwest is for adventurous. The beauty is nestled in the rawness of the earth and elements. The ones who are devoted will find the diamonds in the roughness. Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so this piece here is quite a big piece. As you can see, I can't really capture how big it is with my hand. I'll go back to the parrot one though, the parrotfish. That one is quite a large piece as well, as you can see. Yeah, they're all quite large pieces, the artwork on the walls here. These next ones, I'll put my hand up as kind of a reference again, but they're still quite large pieces. So these next ones are focusing on the King Waves kill sign in the blowholes area up at Point Quobber. So the King Waves kill sign here, it's actually been made into a bit of memorabilia for the town. So they, Miranda's made it into a couple of beer coasters, or what do you call them, beer stubby holders and magnets. So it's quite amazing for the town. Much better than my uni class right now. Yes, I'd agree too. Seeing some artwork. So the King Waves kill sign is a watercolour ink, but the thrill of it, says Miranda. Yeah, it's beautiful. Our next piece below that is called the Blowholes Tied Out. It's another watercolour ink piece. I wanted to capture this place that is so sacred to many. The lay of shacks that may not always be here, the place of memories made and ones to come. A place to escape, connect, reset and be free. I definitely feel that when I go up the coast there. It's very much a place of free rule and whatever you like to do. Another piece quite close by to Quobber is Naloon. is another watercolour ink. I'll pop my hand up beside it to give you an idea again, but it's massive. So this piece, the description reads, "Where the desert meets the sea. I sit balancing on water with my legs dangling in the pool. Parrotfish mingle beneath me, and for a moment a turtle bobs its head above the wave. In the distance young whales are showing off. The water pulses. I match my paddle to the speed of the wave. As I spring to my feet, I feel the power surge under my board. The water forms a wall taller than me to my left. We synchronise, we play. I'm ready for the surprise. As I dive off the board and start for the peak, my heart is pumping, grateful and at one." Close-up. This one is a lot of watercolour bleeding, which is quite hard to kind of control, so I think it's quite a beautiful piece, considering that there's so much uncertainty with the medium that you're using. Another piece of the coastline, Red Bluff, another watercolour on ink. This one is simply described as sacred. Much of the coastline is considered quite sacred to the people of the Gascoyne region here. A lot of history in the sand dunes. I'll pop my hand up next to that one as well. Again, a really, really big piece compared to my tiny little hands. I'll give you a little bit of a zoom in on that. There's a lot of detail added into the sky of these. Lots of patterns and all sorts. Moving into some of our blue pieces now. So Moon Play is a wood varnish and tints. There's no description for that one, but it's quite a long piece. Again. You can see these little bubbles added into it as well. Stand back so you can appreciate that one. A really quite long piece. I'll pop my hand up next to that one so you can kind of get a feel. Again, massive. Would look good over someone's fireplace, I think. So unfortunately this one here is actually sold. It's sold in the first 10 minutes of opening the exhibition. So this one is called Secret Lagoon. It's acrylic tints and wood varnish. This painting was created from a state of an energetic connection with the ocean, rather than a visual connection like copying a photo. By anchoring into my body through meditation, I could connect the thoughts about the ocean with how it felt in my body. The colours, textures and movements in the art is all directed from the inside. The experience was rich and pleasing to let go and work with colours and textures and movement that felt like the ocean, rather than creating a painting that should look like the ocean. So this one, sorry to rub salt into everyone's wounds here, but this one's got quite a lot of texture in it. It's almost like a 3D painting. A lot of pieces, this bit here especially, is kind of popping out of the painting. Unfortunately, it has already been sold though, so too bad, sorry. Our next one is called Ripples. No wonder it sold so quickly. Yeah, exactly. Someone had their eyes set on it, I think. The next one is called Ripples. It's acrylic tints. This painting was very much the same as the last one. It was created from an energetic connection with the ocean rather than a visual representation. So this one's very interpretive. It's more of like a movement of the ocean, I'd say. And again, this one is quite 3D. Some of the paints here, like they're so thick, they've cracked whilst drying. I think it adds some great texture to the painting. This piece here is probably one of my favourites. It's massive though. I've got to step right back. It is huge. I'll give you a bit of an understanding. Yeah, there's an innocent goer by, but it is massive. Takes up half the wall here. So this piece has quite a small little dog. I don't know if you can see him. I'll zoom right in. A little doggy there. This piece is called Loyalty, and this one is a wood varnish piece as well. There is a loyalty that surfers have with the ocean. It's not intentional, it comes with connection and the devotion to the feeling of being out there with her. The challenge and the nourishment. The loyalty comes from an honouring of that need to have it, to be with it and immersed. So yes, it's a beautiful ocean piece describing the waves, and a little puppy for symbolism. We're moving into a couple more colourful pieces now. So this piece here, I'll give you an understanding with my hand. A big piece again. So this is called the Trojan. It's a watercolour ink. The Trojan began with no goal in mind. I let loose with colours and then created the horse with my non-dominant hand. This horse is so different to what I would draw with my right hand. I feel the left hand is able to access different parts of the brain, and I often use it as a way to loosen up. This painting was created during a series of art therapy sessions where I worked with a psychologist. We delved a lot into my childhood, and this mixed up with my many hours spent with my daughters in children's book. It's the gorgeous creature that came up as a result. Choking a little bit. This next piece here is called Rain on the Parade. I love how it's kind of sectioned off as a window piece here. So there's no description for this, but it's a watercolour inks and gold leafing in it. There's the gold leafing. Almost reminds me a little bit of Playful. The next one is called Pocket. It is again a watercolour ink. The description reads, we sometimes find little pockets of bliss amongst the chaos. Those moments are treasured. So it's a lot of ink bleeding. Come close for you to have a look. Gold leaf in the umbrella, the patterns and detail. We have another piece here called Breath. It's watercolour inks and gold leafing again. The description reads, it's funny, but you never really think much about breathing until it's all you ever think about. Tim Winton, Breath. So that was actually a quote from Tim Winton. Sorry, I thought it was Miranda's own. Lots of pattern and details in these.
Hello.
Our next piece here is called Armour. It's a watercolour ink. Armour is a word that serendipitously has a double meaning. Armour being a protective layer and armour meaning love. I often find the cicada shells in my garden, and when imagining the little creatures bursting out and taking flight, I thought, this is what forgiveness feels like. How it has everything to do you and nothing to do with them. How we build an armour of animosity around us to protect ourselves in that relationship. But if we can soften and forgive, we feel light and are liberated. My own journey with forgiveness over the years has been helped by the understanding that we can set healthy boundaries instead of animosity, which form a safe environment in which we can heal and rebuild. This image is proposed for a mural in the corner of Robinson and Babbage Island Road, which thanks to Regional Arts WA, who have made the up-and-coming street art mentorship project possible with their funding. So So lots of little cicada shells on the blades of leaves here.
Sorry, that's fine. That's Miranda, if you didn't know it. So Miranda, thank you so much for...
So we're going to go and talk to everyone now. We're doing a couple of speeches.
Miranda, we've been in contact on so many occasions with many of the creatives who are here and around in Carnarvon and the Gascoyne. Many of you will know Miranda's work through Gascoyne in May. You'll know her personally. Also at the market, prolific in the work that she is famous for and the sales that she's made. As far as this exhibition goes, Miranda's work we'd hoped may exhibit in March this year. With all the changes and so on, we've ended up where we are now. I think it's August. And for Megan and myself, over the last few days, it has been an absolute delight for us in installing the work, and we hope we've done it justice. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt that there's a favourite on every corner as you walk through the exhibition. So, her bio, I won't go into great detail. What we have in our gallery, on the TV you'll have seen, there is a bio, you can't hear it while we're enjoying live music, but it really does put into perspective Miranda's view on art and how really it's part of her persona as well as how we all connect with that artwork. So I won't go on further about it, but what it does give me great delight is to introduce Miranda, and let's listen to her side of the story. I'm delighted. Miranda Plum.
Hannah, would you mind bringing me those flowers, please? In the kitchen? Both of them, yeah. Is this on? Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Hi, thank you so much for coming. This is like such a pleasure and it's awesome, and I'm so stoked to see so many beautiful faces and everyone's like got dressed up and you know, it's just up for a really nice night. I've always felt so supported in this town, and I especially do right now, so thank you. There's a few extra thank yous as well. My husband, who's just always by my side. You're amazing, I love you. I should have started with him, because now I get emotional. Hannah, who's just landed in our house, and it's amazing. Please bring me those. Cheryl, please come back. One of these is for you. And Megan, please come to me. There's one of these for you as well. Thank you. These guys are amazing to work with. They are just... I need someone like, well, people like these guys, especially the way that Megan's been to work with, who is super organised, and I'm not. And so when I get emails that say due now in red letters and it's underlined, and I feel like a naughty school kid that hasn't done their homework, I'm actually grateful, because today I took half a day off and went to the hairdresser, and it's the most relaxed I've ever felt before something like this. So thank you, and thank you, because this is such a professional setup. It's such a professional event. So to be an artist and be displayed like this is a real honour. So thank you. I have a lot more thank yous, and now I've gone blank. Jared, who's done all the framing. Where are you?
He's not here.
He's not here yet.
He's babysitting.
Oh, please pass it on.
Sinead might be here in a minute.
Okay, and Sinead as well, yeah. So these guys at the Gascoyne office equipment have been amazing. I'm always like jumping in there, and I know that everything that I give them takes a huge amount of time, and I'm just waiting for the eye rolls, but it hasn't happened yet. So they've just been, maybe it's not like a but no, Jared's just been spending his time after hours, and like, it's not even something that you'd really notice, but he's done such a good job. So all of the artwork has been put together in such a quality way that I feel really good about selling it, because I know that everything in it is quality. So yeah, so thank you to him. Heather Kondo for the alcohol, the drinks, the nice drinks,
and the coffee cup for the desserts. So get in there because they're really good. Okay, so the collection of work I've put together over maybe the last 2 years. Some of it's from previous again. Just making it work with, you know, the family life, but it's something I just love. It's a huge, everything's so influenced by my life on this coast, so this coast is really special to me, and I know it is to a lot of people here. So, you know, I know there's places in, you know, scenes and things like that from there that's, you know, really going to resonate with people. And other parts of the artwork is from my life as a mum, being in the storybooks with my little girls, and also I did like a whole bunch of art therapy sessions with a psychologist, and I painted straight after that. And so there's always kind of, I don't know, just the connection with the child self, especially when you're a mum as well. And I don't know, it's really easy to flip back into these memories and things of when you were growing up. So I even did some of the illustrations with my left hand, which is my non-dominant, which was quite interesting because it seems to access like a different part of the brain. And so the Trojan horse and the little rain on the parade creatures, that was all with my non-dominant hand, and that's just what kind of came out. And then lately, I've been sort of interested in how energy works, how it moves and manifests, and I've started bringing myself, or I don't know, like playing around with the state that I'm in when I start to paint. So there's one around the corner that's an abstract and it's called Delicious, and before I did that I was in like I went through like a meditation and found myself in this like, okay, don't laugh, but I found myself in like this real like loved up pleasure state, and then I went and painted, and it was like the best experience I've ever had because there was no inhibitions, there was no pressure. I was picking up the colours and I'm like, oh, this is just so amazing. I just almost want to eat these colours, and there was textures and everything I laid down just felt really good. And so that sort of journey has helped me understand art and what the heck we're even doing and what it's even for, because I know that we all know that painting and music and these sorts of things, like, they make us feel good, but like, what is it actually for? And I realised that when you create something, it holds the vibration of the state in which it was created in. So that goes for all of the things that we create in our life as well. This is relevant because our life is in a constant state of design. And if you're creating something in a moment of stress or lack, or you're rushing, or if you're, I don't know, like guilt, or, you know, some of those like harder places to be in, if you create something from there, you're going to get a certain result. But if you create from a space of devotion and goodness and wholeness and, you know, those good places to be, and you're calm, you're going to get a different kind of result. So I'm starting to understand that it's our inner being, our inner state, actually determines what we say and what decisions we make and what we do. So when I say state, I mean a state is our state of being, and that's made up of all of our beliefs, and it's the mood that you're in as well, so it comes down to kind of your personality. It's all the things all your stories, as well as how you are right now in those moments. So the reason why I've sort of latched onto this and exploring this a bit more is because when we are around visual art or music or anything that's been created in the arts, even movies, when we're around it, we sync up to it, we calibrate to it. So you know this when you're watching a movie, you completely sync up to what's happening in the movie. When you're listening to music, you know that when you put on a certain song, it's going to make you feel a certain way, so it affects you you don't even have to do anything. And visual art's the same. You'll calibrate to it. You'll sync up to what is happening in the art, and you can move into these high states without even having to do anything. Like, you don't have to do any of the work. It's actually the artist that does the work. So the artist or the creator, they have the artist's journey is the actual work, because lots of people are really gifted, but not everybody is going to spend their life in the arts and actually making a living out of what they love to do, because it's hard. You've got to sit with a lot of uncertainty, like there's so many unknowns. You have to walk with a lot of fear. There's so much vulnerability when you're putting all your heartfelt offerings on the line. And so the artist ends up having to do a lot of inner work so that we can deliver something in a certain state so that other people can access that state too. Now the reason why that matters, I guess, why it matters that we're able to access these elevated states and these other states is because not everybody wants to do the work, and that's okay. And just coming back to what I was saying earlier is that your being determines your doing, so that you can't solve a problem in the same state that it was created in, and you can't create change if you're in the same state as you were the day before. So if you want things to move up or you want progress, then you have to actually change your inner state and your inner world. And if you put it into the context of like Carnarvon with our town, which is, I guess, is why I'm really excited to do the murals, is because we all know what it's like to live here, and it's the same for every town. We're all looking at doing something to make our lifestyle and our way of life really good and really enjoyable. And so if you don't know, I've just received a grant from Regional Arts WA to do 3 murals. So I'm working with another mural artist from Broome. Her name is Sabrani. She's amazing. And together we'll be painting 3 murals around town. So this is what art can do. We've got huge arts the size of buildings that'll be going up, and then they'll be there for everybody to access. And they will affect everybody, whether you're conscious of it or not. It doesn't really matter. And there's so many things that you can do like this that will affect people in a really good way, and also attract people in a really good way. So I hope that it has that benefit as well for people that are visiting and people that are moving here and and looking to stay. So yeah, I think I need a champagne now. Thank you for listening. Please, enjoy your evening. This is just such a nice little way to, I don't know, just carved out a bit of time just to do something fun, and now you're all in a really good state. So there, yay! Thank you. I'll hand you back to Cheryl. Thank you so much.
So thanks so much, Miranda. It's always a pleasure to have an opportunity to listen to artists in terms of their perspective, their work. We look at it, and I guess we all go away with some experience, and that's exactly what Miranda's alluding to. So tonight it's also my pleasure to welcome our Shire President, Mr. Eddie Smith. If he'd like to come forward, he'd like to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Evening, everybody. Well, how do I follow that? I must acknowledge our new CEO, Andrea Selby. Thank you for coming on. First up, I think I've got to say thank you to Miranda. Really, thank you so much for those really nice words about the staff here. That was fantastic. It's wonderful to hear that. That's the first time I've heard that, such a heartfelt thank you to the staff here. They do a wonderful job. I think we'll all agree they really do, under Cheryl's leadership. Thank you, Cheryl. So, and thank you to everybody for coming along tonight and helping Miranda's work, and thank you to Miranda for producing such brilliant work. I've only had a very quick look to start with. I don't think I'm ever going to look at wood varnish in the same way again. You've done a wonderful job with that. It's absolutely brilliant. So it's, your task tonight, people, is pick which ones have got a bit of wood varnish in them. So, great work. I'm really looking forward to these murals. I really are. I think that's quite exciting. Well done and congratulations on achieving that. And I think we'll all be excited when they get moving and what we're going to see. And other than that, I'll let the painting do the talking. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.
So of course, just to wrap up formalities, you've obviously seen our catalogue. This wonderful artwork is for sale. Mike over there. Mike. There's Mike. If you have any interest in a purchase, then Mike's the man that you contact. Remember, we are live streaming, so people over in New South Wales in lockdown may be buying up as we speak. Who knows? And of course, another thing, enjoy the hospitality this evening. Top up your glass. Enjoy this wonderful food that Miranda's provided. This exhibition will actually run a little longer than the advert. Great news for us as a team here at the Library and Gallery. We've just advertised our new hours, so starting next week we'll be open Tuesday through Saturday. So, thank you. And very much hope that you'll promote this exhibition to friends and family. Get everyone down here. It really is a privilege to have work of such calibre in our space. Of course, it's Children's Book Week next week, so what's fantastic is that that's the beauty of our co-located space. We have the arts, we have the books, we've got the illustrations, and again, what a better time to have this exhibition in the space. So have a fantastic evening. Thanks for your support. We really do appreciate it.
Back everyone, you get to listen to my boring voice drone on. We'll go 5 Just give you a recap. So these are all of our coffee designs. This is the piece that's happening also. There's some more of our designs. If anyone wants me to go back and have a look at anything again, please just let me know. Just give me a little shout out in the comments and I'll go back to what we were looking at before. So again, just recapping. Piece here. So this one was the wood varnish piece that our Shire President was talking about. Quite amazing when you think about it, the alternative uses of some of the mediums. Piece there. Alrighty. So back to where we left off. I'm just going to recap on the cicadas again. So as you can see, it's the cicadas coming out of the shells, you know, rebirth. Quite a colourful piece. Alrighty, so the next piece I was up to is called Dreaming. There's no description for this piece, but it's a watercolour ink. Quite a lot of detail in it. It's got quite a shimmery effect to it as well, so I'd say that there was some gold pens used in it. I'm just trying to focus on it a little bit. And then just for an idea with that one, so that piece is that size compared to my hand. Ooh. So I think this has got to be one of my absolute most favourite pieces. So it's called Once Upon a Swell. It's a watercolour ink and wood varnish on a surfboard, as you can see. So at the very top, I'm guessing that would be the moon behind the clouds here. And the waves down the bottom as well. Again, as you can see, there's a lot of detailed patterns, sorry. We then have the Voyager, which is another wood varnish piece, quite similar to the longer piece over there, the Loyalty piece. For a bit, I'm not going to be able to fit the whole thing into the picture, but for an idea, that's my hand compared to a small piece of it. The Voyager is intrepid, he is fearless and adventurous. He knows that though he is never without fear, he can learn to stand calm in the face of it. He recognises its imposing stature and its threatening roars and sees it as a call to adventure instead. Quite an amazing piece. A couple of spots where I guess some wood varnish is bled in. Gorgeous. So that is the Voyager. We then have the Essence, which is a watercolour ink piece, and the description reads, "That moment." For anyone who surfs, I'm guessing you understand the feeling of catching a wave and riding it along. For an idea on that one, that piece is that size compared to my hand. Our lovely photographer. So this piece doesn't have a description or a name or a size or any kind, but it's got some beautiful. Again, I'm guessing this one's a watercolour ink piece. Textured lines in that one. Artist herself. We then also have Hook In, so it's a print. The original was done with wood varnish. Sometimes I just sit here fantasizing about waves. If anyone knows Miranda, you know that she's quite an ocean junkie. I'd describe her as. She loves going to the beach, loves being in the ocean, loves going for a surf. Have a few more pieces here. This one is called Intrepid. It is a watercolour ink. There's no description on that. Small dog waiting for his owner to hit waves. That piece is. Oh, it's not focusing. Sorry. So that piece is that size compared to my hand. Another piece here called Heads and Tails. It's a wood varnish and watercolour inks piece. It's quite textured. So it's wood varnish with the coloured inks over the top. In comparison, it is that size compared to a TV. I'm just going to stop here for a second and let you watch. No. Alright, so someone's asked about a wave piece, one of the wood varnish pieces. Oh, okay.
Do you want to go check who asked?
Yeah. I'm just going to go check into the comments and see who asked, and I'll go back and have a look at that one in a second. Alana Mackenzie, are you still on the live video chat at the moment? Alana Mackenzie. So Alana, we're just trying to work out which piece it was that you were interested in. I'm just going to bring up the catalogue. Was it this loyalty piece here, the wood varnish piece? Because I can go back to that if you need. Alright, moving on then. I was just waiting on a reply from Alana. I'll keep going on, but if you, is it that piece up against the wall there, Alana, that you were interested in? Alrighty, so our next piece here is called Coral and Carve. So it's paint pen, so I'm guessing it's like a Posca pen on a carved wooden fin. So that one in comparison to my hand is quite small. So the title piece of this exhibition, Flow State. So this is the signature piece by Miranda. It is a wood varnish piece. The description reads, "This image is best experienced with music. Please..." So there's supposed to be a set of headphones attached to that one. A flow state is created by a series of aligned actions again and again until momentum is generated. Eventually, universal forces join with an energetic match, and until you are pulled along by the merged energies, kind of like catching a wave. It requires effort, intention, and direction at the start, and then a point comes when you are moving energetically together. Flow state is a conscious state. It's experimental rather than intellectual. It can be experienced while on a specific task, or one's whole life can drop into a flow state when there is a dance with the universe and synchronicity in commonplace. So for anyone who knows Miranda as well, she did do a photo shoot where she almost recreates this painting. It's quite a good set of, or a good profile of photos, sorry. Her hair here has quite a lot of texture as well. We have another another wood varnish on canvas. This one is called Digging Deep. That one is quite a big piece, takes up most of the wall there. The description on that one reads, "Under the swell lines. The power crushes and churns. I hold my breath and dig. Force deeper under. Equal and opposite reactions. Gripped by force and faith, she turns to me like a wheel. Trust is such a sweet delight." Just so you all know as well, if you're trying to contact me via direct message, I'm not receiving direct messages at the moment. Only use direct message if you wish to purchase one of the pieces of art. If you'd like to contact me, the host of the live stream, please put it in the comments below so I can read what's going on. This next piece here is called Hatched. It's a watercolour ink, and the caption reads, I worked from my recent bucket list experience of seeing turtles hatched and make their way toward the setting sun. The circle representing the moon that turtles are intuitively connected to, as well as the egg and the sun. This design was commissioned by local coffee roaster Ningaloo Roast, so another piece that is featured on the coffee bags produced by Ningaloo Roast. Alrighty, so this piece here is the one that Miranda mentioned in her speech towards the beginning of the night there. This piece is called Delicious. So it is an acrylic tent piece. It's quite a big piece as well. Lots of colours in that one. When I painted this, I'd been starting to play with different energetic states that I could bring my body into. In this case, I had anchored really deeply into my body and heightened all of my senses through meditation. When I started painting, I was in a deep state of pleasure. All stress and concern about what and how I should paint was gone. I mixed textures and consistencies that were so pleasing to me and chose colours that almost made me want to eat them. I remember the music sounding so good, and I was surrounded by gorgeous wisteria flowers that only bloom once a year for a few days. It was the first time I'd ever experienced art without any inhibitions at all, and inside of me was a rise and flow of the most delicious creative energy. When we create art or anything, it holds the vibration in which it was created. Energetically, we can sync it up and temporarily access this vibrational state as well. I remember watching Miranda create this piece, and it was actually quite interesting. She spoke about, having delight and it escapes me. But she talked about desire and she talked about desire being seen as something bad, but this one, and pleasure, that's what it was. Sorry, she saw pleasure as something viewed as dirty, not something you talk about. And she talked about relating pleasure in a painting, and I guess she achieved that in this piece. It was created without inhibition, no holding back, just pure artwork on canvas, which I think is quite an amazing piece. Stand back for that one. This next piece, I'm not going to show you the piece yet, I'll just show you the video of how it was created. So Miranda took part in the Gascoyne in May music festival. She was approached by Thika and asked to create a piece whilst she was in motion, and this is the outcome of it. It's quite impressive to watch her go about it. Piece here, this is the outcome of that interpretive dance. So this piece is not for sale, but I think I should describe it anyway because it's quite an impressive piece. It's called Gold, and it's with acrylic tints. Gold was painted live while dancing in front of a large audience at a free event-type concert formerly known as Gascoyne in May. Out of all the paintings I've ever done, this one was the hardest and took the most amount of preparation. The project was to create a painting that was a visual manifestation of the energy that is moving through different states. Firstly, the energy is heard as music, then experienced as movement. And finally, experienced visually as the art. To be able to feel authentically connected to the energy during the performance, I had to move through a lot of inhibitions about being seen by a large audience. I'm comfortable painting on my own and dancing on my own, but not only have I never practiced merging the two mediums in a single dance paint act, but I would become very self-conscious if I was to dance or paint in front of anyone. For someone who says that in the comments, she definitely did not act that way on the night. She was full of confidence. I think she kind of got lost in the painting. It's more than just a painting. As you can see, she's using her hands and getting really into it.
Me, I can't even draw a smooth. My dad used to like put my art cover at his surgery. It's really sad.
Almost reminds me of
Like I like
ice cream. The final few pieces before I hand you back over to Miranda. Here, they're quite impressive for the photo frames as well. This piece is called Listening. It's a watercolour ink, and the caption reads, "The turning in for inner wisdom." Is a watercolour ink piece again. Awakening to the connection and oneness. If there are any pieces that you'd like me to go back to before I hand back over to Miranda, please just let me know now.
Hello. Oh, who have we got? Oh, Mickey, Vanessa. Okay, you might have already commented, but please say hey if you're on here. Alana, yay! Hello, I'm just going back through the... Oh, Matt Brady. Oh, this is so cool. Amanda, hello. Another Amanda. And Julie. Okay, let me know if you're still on here. Beth. Hello. Okay. I'm going to put my drink down. How did everyone go? Thank you for being on here and taking the time out again. This is awesome. Do you like my dress? I freaking splurged. Felt so good. I paid the money, but I felt like I got given the money. That's how good the investment felt. So yeah, I think Sophia's given you the tour and the rundown of all the paintings. If you would like to chat more, or if you've got any questions about any of the artworks, or even if you just want to chat tomorrow and ask how it all went, then I am pretty free tomorrow. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say, so thank you so much. I will post this, hopefully I can post it to my personal page, otherwise I'll post this live streaming recording back into the event page so that other people can access it later if they would like, or share it. I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, love you, thank you, this has been really fun. Oh, and I was just speaking to the CEO of the council, by the way, this is just a side note, who was one of the people that were behind completely transforming from Geraldton and bring all the arts into Geraldton. So she is just pro arts in a town and understands the value of it and what it can do. So it was really beautiful to have a good chat with her. It's the first time I've met her. And living in Carnarvon is quite interesting because it's a real workers' town, you know. Like it's got a lot of like masculine energy, and there's also a lot of trauma here, and it's very kind of, I don't know, it's a bit dry. And what she said was, she goes, I just want the town to look like it's loved. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So having someone like her at the helm is possibly going to bring about some really great things here. Yeah, so I'm happy to get involved. So I was talking to her about murals and also talking to her about musicians, bringing their music to the town. They're all just driving past us, and I just met 3 musicians in the last few months who all said, oh yeah, I've played in Carnarvon, it's possibly the first gig I've ever played in my life. That sucks. So I want to change that experience for them. I really do. So anyway, I will sign off, and so good to see you, and thank you so much again. You're all amazing, freaking legends. Enjoy the rest of your champagne, finish with the bottle, and then have some dessert. Okay, alright, bye now.